Assalamu alaikum. So in this video we are going to discuss the ventricular system that involves the CSF production. CSF is basically produced continuously by the choroid plexus where are present within the ventricles of the brain, and there are four ventricles of the brain. There is two lateral ventricles and then there is a third ventricle and the fourth ventricle. Whereas CSF is produced by the choroid plexus, whereas it is absorbed by the arachnoid granulations, that is the site for the CSF resorption. Moreover, CSF production begins in the ventricle and then they enters into the subarachnoid space. As you can see in this diagram that shows the ventricles and the CSF circulation. So it begins with the lateral ventricle, which is located in the cerebral hemisphere, and each lateral ventricle communicates with the third ventricle via the foramen of Monro, which is an interventricular foramen. Then after the lateral ventricle, the CSF flows into the third ventricle via this foramen, and then from the third ventricle, which is located in the diencephalon, it communicates with the fourth ventricle via the cerebral aqueduct of Sylvius, and then from the fourth ventricle, it flows via these two foramen, which is the lateral and the median aperture. The median aperture is known as foramen of Magendie, and the lateral aperture is known as foramen of Lusca, and via these foramens, the CSF flows from the fourth ventricle into the subarachnoid space. So this was all about the CSF production and CSF flow. We will discuss this topic in further detail. Thank you for listening.